Hi all, how are you doing? Hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. Still not got my camera fixed, but here we go. So this is I'm going to talk about Investium Capital, and this is an important announcement about this guy called Usual Investium. Hello, I want to explain to everyone what happened to the funds. So there's $1.4 million worth of funds. How I got ripped off and lost the funds. It all started on Saturday morning, so this was last week. Um, so just late April the 24th, when I went to Recurring Exchange to make an operation. So this is an exchange, a crypto, not a crypto, a currency exchange. I suppose it's got crypto as well, maybe. But it's a currency exchange in Argentina. So okay, so now he says, I got greedy because of several days without opportunities, so tried using as much TVL as possible. I went there, operated, and they told me wait in the waiting area that they were doing some procedures. After waiting for around 30 minutes, they said they had to lock my funds due to an ongoing investigation. I started asking questions such as who is being investigated, how long will it take, etc., etc. To every question I had, they replied that it's confidential info and I will get updated by email of the progress of the investigation itself. I asked the guard outside the place and he told he heard something about money laundering. I stayed at the place for several hours until they closed and basically kicked me out. They told me to come back on Monday. After all this happened, I told Matt, Pocket Aces, and Crypto Andy about what happened. We were full of questions and little to no answers. We made an announcement on the Investment Capital Discord server about what we knew and tried to be as transparent as possible. So I went to the place on Monday and it was closed. I have no replies from them anywhere. I have no proof to show to the police either because they had 24-hour temporary messages on WhatsApp. So everything gets deleted every 24 hours. I stayed in the place for several hours, sent footage to the team as well as at different hours. I knocked, I waited, I was desperate and didn't know what to do. I talked to the team. We were trying to think of solutions, but at this point it felt like the exchange was screwing us, not the investigation of the government. I went to clarify that I never had knowledge that this exchange was illegal. Since we started operating, things were going well every day with each arbitrage. There was no problem along the way that made me doubt them until this one arose. Well, it's always the case, isn't it? If you're getting paid, it's going well until you're not getting paid. It's very much like the way Ponzi schemes. I'm not saying this is a Ponzi scheme, by the way. Of course, I have to face it and take responsibility because it was my duty. It was my job, and I am the only one who has to tell things. Many of you expected me to express myself in this way, or simply wanted to hear from me about how things turned out and what I thought about it. I don't hide from anybody. Okay, well, he says he doesn't hide from anybody, but nobody knows who he is apart from Crypto Andy and Pocket Aces. If sometimes I don't appear on Discord, it's because I'm working for you. I give you my word that I will continue here. Neither I nor anyone on the team will leave or run away. If that's the case, you can tell everybody who you are. But he doesn't. I also want to tell you that these haven't been days where I've been idle. Every day I've been actively seeking ways to reconnect with them, reaching out to contacts who might be able to get me information about these people. I've gone every day to see if there's any new development, but it's always the same, closed doors and gates with no one inside and no news. I've spoken with the police about it, okay? Now, I've asked for a crime record, a reference number. If you go to the police, I'm pretty certain every police force in the world will give you a crime reference number, okay? You can say the country's backwards or whatever and all of these things. I'm pretty certain that every single police force has a crime number, okay? It's basic. Anyway, I've spoken with the police about it. Since it's an ongoing investigation, they obviously can't give me information about them or what's happened. However, they did mention that we could face legal issues by dealing with an illegal exchange. So what I can gather, there's lots of these exchanges in Argentina dealing with like this blue dollar and stuff. So there's lots of sketchy stuff going on. Okay. So they should have known that if they're getting about 3% in arbitrage, that something sketchy is going. That is if this is legitimate, okay, as in it's happened. All right, I still have my doubts about that, to be honest with you. But anyway, let's presume for now that this is a real exchange, okay, and they were getting arbitrage because they've said in money distribution. I'll show that later after I've gone through this announcement, where they're getting like 3% on every time they exchange. The law here is slow and quite complicated when it comes to these types of cases. I should imagine it's pretty slow and complicated in any country, to be honest with you. We've had great conversations with the team, sitting down to brainstorm solutions, plan things out, and find more ways to provide you with what you want, i.e. your $1.4 million back. Of course, we feel a pressure from all of you, many saying that the funds are lost, that it's suspicious, yeah, that they have doubts about us, and it's understandable. However, as a team, we've remained steadfast and haven't let ourselves be swayed by those comments. Many of you also support us, and we appreciate it. I mean, if you put your money in this, you've got to kind of support them in some respects, because you'll probably never see it again if you've got less chance if you don't support them, I guess. We've shown resilience. We've faced this head on all the time, and will continue to do so. We're not afraid, okay? Nor are we running away because we know we haven't done anything wrong. Not so sure about that. You've been using a shady exchange, and from what I can gather in the comments, people didn't realize how shady it was. We're not going to, and I'll discuss that in a minute about that. We're not going to respond negatively to all of you after supporting this great project, and we certainly won't let it die. We understand perfectly your doubts due to previous projects you've been involved in that didn't end well. But this is not the case here. It's not necessary to compare us with other projects that didn't turn out well. We are different. I mean, the 1.4 million's gone. It sounds like lots of other projects which go, doesn't it? We might have a small stumble. $1.4 million, a small stumble. Wow. But it won't be a fall. Your perspective will change with the solutions, seeing that things are starting to go well again. All the FUD that some have thrown will be in vain, because we are a very strong team. We are still here and will continue on the path ahead. This kind of statement, I can't stand this kind of thing. All the FUD that some have thrown will be in vain because we are a very strong team. So you make it sound like people are just shouting out stuff, i.e. people like me, to make you look bad or that kind of thing, or try to make the project fall apart. The fact is, this is real. This is what's happened. That we can guess at anyway. The money's gone. How is that FUD? There's fear that people aren't going to get the money back, uncertainty that there might not have even been an exchange in the first place. None of the people who have invested, other than Pocket Aces and Crypto Andy, have got any information about this exchange, and therefore there's doubt as well. So I mean, that's real. The FUD is real. Okay, one last thing before moving on to important points. Don't dwell on the past. You see, this is where they want you to try to. Let's not focus on this exchange. That's what they're trying to say here. Don't focus on this shady exchange. Let's move past that, because we want you to forget all of that. So many people ask me and say, what happened? Why don't you provide information about the exchange? Yeah. And many more such things. Yeah. Good questions. I just don't want to say, as a team, we prefer to move forward and seek solutions. Well, that's convenient, isn't it? That is really convenient for you. Dwelling on the exchange and sticking to the issue won't return your capital to you. We don't know how long it'll take to resolve things with the exchange, if they ever do get resolved. So straight away, they're sort of telling you that you're not going to get your money back with that comment. We prefer to focus all our energy and attention on new solutions on the mining zone. So they've got mining going on, okay, which other people have invested into. So they kind of got two things going, arbitrage and this crypto mining. Bitcoin mining. On finding new things that will help us return all your investments in a more effective way. Okay, so the idea is that they're going to try to return this $1.4 million over time. Okay, so we don't need people investments of any kind to stay afloat. We ourselves have the capacity to start responding to all of you through our own means. That makes it sound like they can pay everybody back. So if that's true, why don't they just pay everyone back? I take responsibility for what happened. It was my job to keep everything in order, to keep the funds safe. And you had a great responsibility, not only to the team, but to all of you. And I chose to assume it. My apologies and a message won't help at all. Through my actions and by responding to all of you from now on, I will demonstrate my remorse for what happened. Well, I'm sure everyone will feel very happy if you just returned the funds from your own pocket, if you could do that, because that's what that statement there sounds like. Moving on to things you want to hear apart from all the previous explanations, Matt is managing to secure a loan in his name. To start responding to each one of you, the mining zone will continue to grow. Our minds are filled with ideas, with solutions that can shorten the capital repayment time. We will share these with you as time goes on. We are people with values who have been doing good since day one, and it will continue this way. Nothing and no one will bring us down. We have principles, and one of them is to be honest and take responsibility for things that are not ours. That's why we'll account for every penny. We're a team that will not jump ship because of this incident. This event motivates us even more to show the community that not all DeFi projects are the same. Everything may not have been perfect at Investium, no shit, but we will try to restore some faith with the positive results we'll begin to achieve. Thank you for reading. More announcements and information coming soon. Now, before that announcement, let me find it. Okay, so this is this other announcement. Hello, everyone. This will be a long announcement, but worth reading. I will share some of the maths I've done for the refunds of the money, how long it'll take to generate it, and ideas on how to lower the amount of time in months. With our current mining setup, electricity cost, and BT price, the calculations are the following. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Total TVL, 1.4 million. So this is the TVL that they want to return. Now, total deposits, 800,000. Months to pay, total TVL equals 118 months. So that's 10 years, isn't it? Okay, so 120 months would be 10 years. So pretty much 10 years. Months to pay total deposits equals 68 months. So, okay. As you can see, time in months is a lot, but how we can lower them. So they've basically got plans to pay everyone back. Okay, this amount. First of all, assume Bitcoin mining. Okay, so I don't really want to go over all of that, but they've got some ideas on how to pay everybody back. So all well and good. Now let's have a look at the Investium Capital website. And let's have a look at how they promoted this project. Investium Capital. Nice clean website, by the way. First long-term proven sustainable DeFi project. Okay, decentralized finance. Well, first of all, I don't think it's a DeFi project. I think it's a CeFi project. You're handing over the money to this guy. So it's one individual person who's going to a dodgy exchange to hand over your money and do some arbitrage. That's what they're saying they're doing anyway. Invest in a proven sustainable DeFi project where your money is always safe and secured. Okay, team, you don't know who they are. Okay, only Andy and Pocket Aces know who they are. Daily staking rewards. We offer up to 290% APY. So this is 0.8% basically on your stake. Now, about us. Investium Capital is a cutting-edge financial venture. Okay, so first of all, picture a guy sat in an exchange, a dubious exchange in Argentina, who's just handed over $1.4 million in hard currency and sitting in a waiting room to get some other different currency back that's going to be worth 3% more than what he's handing over. Okay, so picture that. And now this is their About Us. Investium Capital is a cutting-edge financial venture with a primary focus on the cryptocurrency sector, designed to empower our community to generate substantial income. Our income generation model at Investium Capital revolves around strategic arbitrage practices. We diligently capitalize on every pricing disparity within the market, deploying automated bots that spring into action the moment an arbitrage opportunity arises, operating both in the cryptocurrency space and within various South American local markets. We leverage variances in bank rates and exploit discrepancies in credit card usage, especially in countries experiencing high inflation. In addition to our dominance in cryptocurrency markets, Investium Capital extends its reach into the sports betting. They haven't really done any of the sports betting stuff industry, albeit constituting a small percentage. Our commitment to excellence ensures that our arbitrage bots are constantly at the forefront of financial opportunities, solidifying our position as a dynamic force in income generation. Okay, so let's just go back to the Discord and go to weekly results. Okay, so the very last results were they returned during this weekly result. Our daily average return is 2.84%. So what they're doing here is doing a physical operation. So it says here, out of these operations, 5 were physical and none were digital. So these 5 operations were basically this guy going to a dodgy, dubious exchange, handing over a ton of money, okay, and getting his 2.84% extra back, out of which you get paid 0.8%, and I presume they take the 2%. So that was that week. Now, if you go back to the week before, out of these operations, 8 were physical, none were digital. Okay, go back to the week before. Out of these operations, 3 were physical and none were digital. 5 were physical, none were digital. 4 were physical, none were digital. Okay, again, 4 were physical, none were digital. So this is February. Let's keep going back. 4 were physical, none were digital. Still February. 4 physical, 3 physical, non-digital. 6 physical, non-digital. 6 physical, non-digital. This is January. 3 physical, 4 physical, none, 4 and none, 6 and none. Oh, here we go. So it's only in December. So the last time they used any digital arbitrage, here we go. 7 were physical and 6 were digital. Okay, so it's only December the last time they used any digital. So it's mainly them going to, or this one guy going to a dubious exchange, which has now disappeared. Okay. Anyway, so that's where we're at. I'm going to make another video soon because I didn't want to make it so big, but I just wanted to go over the so-called facts. So these are the facts that they're presenting us. I've asked in the chat of for the police number, because the crime number, whatever. So that hasn't materialized. But I've got my doubts about this project, and I'm sure some of you guys, if you're listening, will probably have your doubts, and no doubt people who've invested in this project will have their doubts. To me, it doesn't add up, but I'm going to make another video about what I think's going on, okay? And some people have already mentioned it in the comments about certain things, okay? But I don't want to make this too long a video, so I'm going to make another video on that in a bit. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think.